Hello everyone, my name is Bree and welcome to Documented Journey. Today we're going on a trip. Actually, I've already been, but I'm gonna take you to my parents' backyard. I absolutely love walking through this little trail at the back of my parents' property. It's probably one of my favorite parts of the yard, minus the swing and the porch. But it is probably one of my favorite parts of the yard, except for at night when the mosquitoes come out. I don't particularly like them, but it is just so wonderful back there and you can get lost, and I just absolutely love their yard. Now, their yard didn't always look like this. When I was growing up, it looked kind of more like a field. They didn't have as many plants in the back. My mom calls it the back 40, but they did have the trees, just not as many plants. However, we always had a garden, and actually back there, in that corner was the garden. So I've always kind of grown up with working in the yard, with the love of plants instilled in me, and I think that's where I get most of my inspiration. I mean, actually, that's where I get all of my inspiration. So of course, while I was there, I did some sketching. I have a few things that I want to share with you. I have these pages that I finished. I have this one here. I really enjoyed doing this one, especially working with some new supplies here. I'll share with you in a minute. I did this, I asked you what I could draw, and these were some of your suggestions. I couldn't think of that word. And again, I used some really cool supplies, especially on that flower right there. So what I kind of pulled from my parents' stash, from my mom's stash, and I wanted to share with you what I found at her home. So I found this pen right here. It's a Pilot Precise V5, and this pen right here reacts with water. So those two flower studies that you saw me do, and you can really see it in this one because I did not add ballpoint pen, but that right there is that Pilot pen, along with this one here. But with this one, I added the ballpoint pen, so it gave it just a different feel. Then along with that, this Pilot Bravo is a thicker version of the Precise. So if you add water to either of these, they just melt into the page. I also have this Derwent Sketch and Wash pencil. So it is the same concept as those pens where once you put the mark down on paper, it acts as a pencil, but then you can reactivate it with water, almost like a watercolor pencil. And then this right here is a Tombow dual tip, but I really enjoy the line quality that you can get with this. So when you're using a fine liner, you can only get one bold or thin line, whichever kind of nib you have. Well, with this one, you can press light and get a thin line and press hard and get a thicker line. I don't know if you can see that, but that tip right there gives you kind of like a painterly or paintbrush type of feel, so you can press hard and get a thicker line. So those are the supplies that I have been using lately a lot. And I wanted to share with you what I found at my mom's house, my dad's too. This right here, I have been using a ton. It's just kind of like morning pages, but with sketching. And I have been doing a lot of just sketches in the sketchbook. This is with that Derwent Sketch and Wash pencil. And then I have some random ones with the dual tip brush. So anyway, I have been enjoying those supplies. I used to use these types of things all the time, and I know why I got away from them. It's because they have horrible light fast reviews, but it's always fun to play. It's always more inspiring that way. And because I came back and I had new supplies and I was super inspired by my parents, they love chatting with me about art and nature and their yard. And because of their yard, I decided to do something fun over on Instagram. So that's what we're going to look at right now. Hello, I hope you're having fun with this little challenge that I did for you guys today. This is the inspiration, and I have actually finished my painting.
I'm back because I wanted to share with you my actual spread in my sketchbook. One, I love seeing everyone's sketches. If you haven't tagged me, please do so. Here is my spread. This is the one I did for the challenge, but then I finished the page with these. I owe this whole thing to my daughter. She wanted to purchase these purple tulips, so I did. I threw in some lilac because they smell amazing right now. I just had so much fun. I have had the question, am I going to do this again? I just don't have time today or whatever. Remember, I'm going to have that in my shared story so you can come back to it anytime. And if you tag me, I'll still share it. And then also, yes, I do want to do this again. I think that this would be perfect or something perfect to do once, twice a month. So if you're interested, heart this, story.
I wanted to thank you so much for watching this video to the very end. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. Maybe share the video if you think someone else will enjoy it. All that stuff, even though it's probably annoying hearing it a bunch of times, all that stuff really helps us YouTubers. It helps the algorithm, I guess, of your video. Meaning, the more activity your video has on it, the better it's going to do, the more it's going to be shared with other people. So if you could do me a solid and just hit that like button and leave me a comment, share it with a friend, subscribe if you haven't, that would be great. The last thing is I wanted to say thank you so much to my patrons. Oh man, they have my heart. I am so grateful for them. They make what I do here possible, and I couldn't do this without them. So thank you so much, patrons, and until next time, everyone, I'll see ya.